As soon as I unmute my mic, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to another edition of AmericanDreamTrading.com's live futures education and training program. This is an outreach of AmericanDreamTrading.com, which was founded by and incorporated by and is owned by our one and only Chad Christian, who we affectionately call Coach. Why do we call him Coach? Well, because he coaches us through the muddy waters of everything investing, whether it's investing in stocks, stock options, crypto, and as we have here, futures. A little late getting on here today. We are futures members during our live training session. We're able to capitalize on the burst on the market there a little bit after 1 o'clock today. Market's still climbing on the news that was released. And our members were making money. I did very well myself. Thank you very much. So we were pretty excited today. We all had a good day to start with. Well, that news popped off, caught us off surprise there, caught us off guard, pretty much, if you want to say it that way. And but we were able to capitalize on that and make some serious dough today. And we learned how to do that from the training provided by Coach on a day-to-day basis over here at AmericanDreamTrading.com. We're glad you could be here with us today. I'm playing catch up here, loading things up. So if I look like a bobblehead, that's because I'm looking around all my different screens, making sure everything's working here, trying to get everything back in place that I have set up before I go live. Now I'm playing catch up because we were involved in a trade. Sometimes making money is more important, right? You got to do what you do with the opportunities as they're presented to you. So again, my name is Mark McSee. I'm one of the moderators of the over 20 moderators that we have here at American Dream Trading. And I'm glad you could be here today. If this is your first time with us today, make sure you click that subscribe button. That way you don't miss any of our upcoming broadcasts. Click that notification button. And also, please share this feed. So we did have an exciting day today. Again, if you listen to TV, you hear that the world's coming to an end, right? You want to hear these people? Well, guess what? Here at American Dream Trading, Coach teaches us how to make money when the market goes up, how to make money when the market goes down, and also when the market goes sideways. How do you do that? Well, you do that. It's another trading technique called channel trading. So you can actually make money in a channel and play that narrow channel, play it when it goes up and then comes back down like a ping pong ball. So, yes, so we did very well today. Very happy. Our members were ecstatic. We were on our live Zoom training call like we are every day, starting at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time, clear through 4 p.m. with our paid membership. And we were all in the room together and we all talked ourselves through this trade, what to watch out for. And again, we didn't tell anybody when to buy or sell. We don't do that. That part is illegal. And I don't know, my iPad just made a noise. I didn't know what it was. Somebody just gave a gift, apparently. Sorry. For those of you who are on TikTok, you'll notice you do not have a full screen view like you're normally used to. It's because we're having an issue with our ADT account and our streaming platform that we use to distribute this out to all our social media. So you will be getting this feed through, unfortunately, my iPad until we can get that issue resolved. If you want a better view, if you want this full screen view, if you want to see everything that's going on, I highly recommend you head on over to YouTube. Our YouTube channel is American Dream Trading. There you'll be able to see the full screen of everything that happens here. I would just ask you to do that temporarily. I'm not telling you to abandon TikTok, right? But this will give you a better view overall of what is going on. Where's Coach? Well, Coach is live from 9 to 11. I am live from 2 to 4 p.m. daily with this program, which focuses on trading futures education. And Coach is on every day, Monday through Friday from 9 to 11. So that's where you would find him. And then at 5 o'clock, we have the aftermarket show with our host, Don, another one of our moderators. Very experienced, very good trader. Entertaining show over there. It's a little bit different than what we have here. and I could be in this trade right now making money to the downside, but I wasn't. I'm talking. So I always trade with my paper trading account here anyway at this time of the day, because I'm not going to trade with my real account while I'm talking live here. Too distracted. But I'll just enter the trade anyway. We'll just see what happens. I expect this maybe at most pull back down to here right now. We'll see what happens, right? Now, the stops, I got to make my stops a little bit bigger today because there's more volatility in the market, so I have to accept a larger stop loss. But we'll see what this does on the way down here. I do have it slightly above the 9 EMA there just for some protection right now. So we learned and applied all our different trading techniques today to deal with the market. It was choppy for a while. It went up for a while, went down for a while. And then the one thing that we do not have control over is news releases. And that's what happened here a little bit after 1 o'clock. There was breaking news on a national level. The decisions were made and the market reacted and went to the moon upon that news. And our members capitalized on that. We were in our trading live when that happened, and we were able to draw attention to that and get right in it. Anyway, no, Steve, you're not in trouble. That is just that message you got is just a thing from Zoom built in there. Just ignore that. I haven't seen that for a while. So now it just happened here at 2 o'clock. They released the minutes of the last FOMC meeting, so there was a reaction to that also. So see, I can't manage this trade. See, I would have got in up here and got out, and then it pulled back. Because I'm not watching, I would not. This is why I don't trade with my real money, right? So anyhow, this is a paper trading account you see here in front of you on your screen. This is actually, I'm using TradingView charting software, and I can link my real account to this and trade through here, and that's what I do on a daily basis. I link my Webull account, which is the broker I use. A lot of brokers, there's many brokers you can link to this and trade through the TradingView platform and trade through your brokerage account that way. I like doing it. I enjoy it. It's a very good experience. Matter of fact, it's a better experience than trading directly through Webull, but to each his own. It's a personal preference. Actually, today I actually traded straight into Webull. But yes, I love trading through this. It's this the trade widgets and the execution. It works very good. Now, there's some little things that you got to be aware of when you link your account. Not everything works the way you think it should, and you have to deal with that. And we provided our members trading on that very thing. Matter of fact, we were asked that question so often, we created a trading video out of that so that our members can refer to it, and they can go back and watch it as they need to tweak them little fixes that they need to do when they're trading live through their account attached to TradingView. Every broker is a little bit different, so check it out. You can go to tradingview.com if you like, and they have all the information there, and they'll have a list of all the different brokers and stuff you can use. Again, this is not associated in any way with AmericanDreamTrading.com. So this is a subscription-based model. You can pay monthly, quarterly, 6 months, yearly, whatever. If you like using it, you don't have to have this. I just like it. I think it's very visually appealing. Has a lot of different options that I can put on here, but you don't have to have this. I love this program. It's nice. It's a charting program first and foremost, but one of the most widely used worldwide. Check it out at TradingView.com. All right, so we had a whole lot of excitement here a little bit after 1 o'clock, and we made lots of money. If I zoom out here on my chart, let me shrink this all down here a little bit, if it will cooperate. Let me get over here. Let me slide this up a little bit. You can see right here's where the news came out, and the market shot straight up. That's how fast things can change. News always trumps the technical indicators and the technicals of any company. Right here's right when the news came out, and that was at about a quarter after 1, 3:19, I guess, or if you want to put it right on the dot, shot straight up, pulled back. There was some profit taken there, and it bounced back around, and so our members knew what to do with this information. Matter of fact, I know for a fact that we rode this up, took profits along the way. We even played this to the downside because one of our members said, hey, don't forget about playing to the downside. And we played to the downside, and made money that way and got out whenever it slowed down. And then we rode it back up again, in and out, scalps, letting the runners run, stomping out the losers. So that's how you make money, right? To give you a rough idea, let me measure these because you get paid in ticks is the term that you use when you get paid. So this was at its peak, a 1,300 plus tick climb, right? Now on an ES contract, I'm just going to say 1,350. How's that sound? 1,350. It pays $12.50 per tick of movement, and that's up and down. So just one contract of ES, which is the S&P 500, okay, which would cost you $63, less than $1,000, you would have made $16,875 on that rise. One contract, right? Simple math, right? It climbed that much. People, how can you make that kind of money in the stock market? You can't do that. Well, right, showing you what one contract would do. I will have you know I was trading 10 contracts at a time. Now, once it got up here, then I cut back to 5, but you do the math. So, had I got in at the perfect time and got out at the perfect time, which nobody does, actually caught this candle here about halfway up, jumped in, rode that pony all the way up. So had I got in at the perfect and exited at the perfect time, I would have made $168,000 over that with 10 contracts. So, if you get, when you're starting out, you start out with micros, and they're a tenth of the price. Okay. So, on that 1,350 contract, you would have made $1.25 for one little micro contract, which cost, we'll just say it's $100. You would have made $1,687.50 on one micro contract. Do you think that's an account changing day when those things happen? A micro is 1/10 of the E-mini, which is the big boy trading, which is what I'm doing here. So when you start off with a small account, imagine if you had a $500 margin account and you could have traded 5 of them. 5 micros alone, which is the smallest unit you could trade, would have made you over $8,000, $8,437.50 on less than a $500 margin account. And that was, how many minutes? What time was that? Let's just call it 20 after. It's 19 after. And up to here. So 20, and that would be in 18 minutes. So say 20 minutes with a $500 margin account, you could have made $8,400 plus dollars. All right. Again, when you hear people say they're making money, it's just simple math, folks. Simple math. How many contracts you have versus how much, what's a tick, how much is a tick value. ES has 4 ticks to a point or a dollar movement, and each tick is worth $12.50, right? So every time this goes up 1 whole point, if you want to think about it in dollars, right, I get paid $12.50 times 4, which is $50 on one ES contract. And this started, down here, whatever. I'm just going to give you a rough number, 50.78, and now it's at, and this is 50.78. Now it's up at 5,400, 5,300. Okay, so there's $200-300 movement right there at $50 a dollar, right? It's called points. It's not really dollars, it's points, but we all think in dollars, so you can think of it that way. That's how you make money, right? You start off with a small micro account, right? 5 micros would have made you $8,400 on a $500 account. That's Webull. You have to have $500 to open a futures account with Webull. That's their minimum. You don't have to maintain that, but just imagine if you'd been hanging out with us today in our futures trading like our other members did, and we're able to capitalize on that move, right? Did all our members capitalize on it? No. Some of them didn't participate. Some are still in paper trading. They're still learning. We have all kinds of different experience levels in our group here. So, but I guarantee you, even the ones that were still just had joined us, maybe some of our new members, I bet it opened their eyes today, right? They learned something, right? Power of a movement on a contract. By the way, all our live members have access to an open mic. Did anybody make any money today Open up your mics and let us know.
You know it.
You know
Absolutely.
we did.
You bet them cheeks, man.
There you go. Yep.
Still doing it.
Yeah. And some of them are still in here trading. I'm not going to with my real account because I don't want to wreck it. I made new car money today. So actually, I made multiple new car monies today. So uh, I had a very good day today. I started last night after the, well, I didn't start trading till, I don't know, whatever time it was. It was 7, 8 o'clock last night. And I traded kind of late last night, longer than I wanted, but I got involved in trading copper last night. And then I got up first thing this morning because the way it was moving, I got up before 4 o'clock and I was trading. I was before 4, and I rode that copper that was moving up and down like crazy and capitalized on that. And then the regular market opened and we got into a bunch of chop. It was such, I made money at the open, but not, it was up and down. It was just so chaotic this morning. Bunch of chop and stuff. But we suffered through it. We waited patiently, waited for the setups, right? We made money and we were able to capitalize on it. So we can make money no matter what the market's doing, whether it's going straight up, which is easy money, straight down, which is easy money, right? It's how to navigate all this other stuff here, these ups and downs that you see um, on here, right? You still make a lot of money here, but it's not, it's not as dramatic as something like this. You know what I mean? So we learned how to trade that. Here's the market open today, right? It kind of started off. The market was climbing earlier. We were making money before actually the market opened, and then it shot up for a little bit and pulled back down, and then after a couple little bouncing around, then it went into this chop zone, and then it kind of just typical up and down kind of things. You can see how it stayed in this channel, and it pretty much did most of the day, but that's a lot of money there. And then the news came out at whatever, quarter after 1 to 1:20 and shot to the moon, right? Does that happen every day? Nope. But you want to be ready and be trained up to know what to do when that happens, right? What time to jump out of the trade and all that. So getting in's the easy part, knowing when to get out's the hard part, right? About getting your face ripped off. Because you could have jumped in this candle here and it could have pulled clear back and took everything you made plus wiped out your account, right? If you're not careful. So it's not just simply jumping in and letting it ride. You got to be actively involved in the trade. And our members knew what to do with that. They were able to capitalize on that. So, anywho, thank you for being here today. Um, I don't know if I resolved the issue with the videos playing. So I want to do right off the bat before I start taking your questions. By the way, if you have questions, feel free to type them into the chat boxes and I'll do my best to answer those questions live for you. I need to run a test here to find out. I'm going to play Coach's Rules video. For those of you on social media, let me know. Just type in, you can type in a 1 if you can hear it. If you can't, type. As a reminder to our paid members, you will not be able to hear or see this video, so just hang on for a few. I'm going to play Coach's video. Takes a couple minutes. So here we go on our live social feeds. Let me know if you can hear Coach's Rules video. Hey, Coach, I heard you got I heard that you have rules. What kind of rules? There you go. There's Coach's rules. TikTok, again, apologize for the view, but that's about all I could do for you right now until we can get this issue resolved with our streaming company's software and having it link up to TikTok. Again, if I was you guys, I would head on over to YouTube, get over to our YouTube channel, American Dream Trading, where you will get the full screen view and see everything that's going on. I just have to have my iPad set here for right now. It's less than professional looking, but if you want the better view, head on over to our YouTube feed. Very simple, very easy to go there. I don't know anybody doesn't have a YouTube account, so check it out. Anyhow, again, reminder: Coach's rules are not there to make you money. They're there to help preserve your account. What you lose today, you cannot trade tomorrow. Okay, so you get a double whammy there. All right, let's go check out some questions out here on the live social feeds. Andre, what a day today. Yes, it was, my friend. Yes, it was. Hello, Candlestick Johnny. Good to see you back here. Andre asks, how much do I make on average with my futures? Well, I'm not going to discuss my personal account. Let's just say I do extremely well. I have had record days well, not each and every day, but the other day I had the biggest day I've ever had in my career in trading. Last Friday I had new car money, and today I had new car money, but I can actually buy 4 cars with the money I made today. Okay. How do I know that? Because I just getting ready to purchase one, so I know what they cost. So it doesn't matter the income. When you first started, I started with a $700 account and have grown it since. And I pull money out of it generally every week. I keep a minimum amount that I want to trade in there to be able to accomplish the goals I want. So every week or every other week, I'll pull that profits out of there and apply it to the goals that I have in my life right now that I want to take care of. You start out by trading micro contracts, which is generally a tenth of the cost, and they pay out a tenth of the profits. But that gets you in there and you learn how to trade. So that way, when you make a mistake, once you get to that real money part, because there's a big difference when you go from paper trading to trading real money. Not to be too graphic, but your butt will pucker when you switch from paper trading to real trading. It will have a very physical and mental thing you're going to have to deal with when you switch to real money. Paper trading is one thing, but when you put your skin in the game, when you put your family's account and your trading account on the line, yeah, it's a different game now. So that's why you paper trade first, so that you get your mechanics down, that you know without 100% doubt that you know how to enter a trade and get out of a trade, that you know how to interpret a chart, you know how to interpret the indicators. That's what all that practice time is for. Does paper trading suck? Yeah, it does. Yeah, it's not quite the real experience of trading money. Now, I will tell you that TradingView's paper trading program is fantastic. It's probably the best one I've ever used. It's got the most realistic feel. Weeble's my broker. I don't have any trouble making real trades, executing them, getting in and getting out, but their paper trading, oh Lord, it's horrible. But it does work, and it does teach you how to use the software, which is the main purpose of paper trading, is you get to learn the software, how to get in and out of trades, that type of thing, right? So, and then it executes, it's just, when you execute a trade, it takes a few seconds for it to show up. When you exit a trade, it takes a few seconds to show that it executed it. It does, however, execute the trade when you click the button to buy and when you click the button to sell. It does do that. It just doesn't give you that visual feedback that you would like to see, things appearing and disappearing off your screen right away. There's like a delay, but it does execute your trades when you tell it to. It can be frustrating looking at it, but TradingView's paper trading thing, oh, it's really nice. I mean, it's in and out, right? So I enjoy that. So anyway, I explained to you. I mean, I kind of told you without telling you how much money I made on this trade here alone today. Did I not at the beginning? I explained to you that how many ticks it was from here to there, right? Did I not explain that at the beginning? It was like 1,300 ticks roughly or whatever. whatever it was, right? Had you got in and got out at the perfect time. And we'll call it 1,200. I was off a little bit, but times 1,250 a tick, that tells you how much you would have made in that trade on one contract. And I trade 10 contracts at a time because my account size is such that I can trade the big boys. Now, I started out with the micros, and that you make 1/10 of the profit, but it's also 1/10 of the cost. I started out by trading one micro. And then as my account grew, making $5 here, $10 there, right? Once in a while, you'd get a $20 or $30 one by scalping. I was scalping it instead of letting the runners run. You know, you just keep banking that, and every day your account grows. And one day you wake up in a couple weeks and you find out that all that trading you've been doing all along, now your account's built up. Now you can buy, you have enough money, you can buy one of these ones here, and that will give you 10 times the profits in the same amount of time. But you got to start out small. You don't want to come in here and start wrecking your account by throwing a whole bunch of money in here, and then you get a giant pullback and it wipes your account out, right? So that's why we always trade with stops. Okay. Well, thanks for that question anyway. So you can do the math there, Andre. You can figure that out. That's just this trade. I'd already had a whole bunch before that. Axelrod's in the house. All right, good to see us. One of our paid members is over there on TikTok. Good to see you, Axel. What indicators do you use mainly? I mainly use coach's indicators. These are his 2.0 indicators, right? And what they are, it's got the 9 to 21 to 55, the 200 VWAP, the Elliott wave oscillator, the volume indicator, and it's got ATR and stuff down here. This is version 2.0. The new and approved version will be released shortly, and that is for all our paid members in the VIP Gold, Crypto, and Futures membership levels, and our Diamond membership also. The only one that doesn't get this is our entry-level program, our premium level. Can you draw these lines on your chart, on your own chart? Yeah, you can. Just not as pretty, right? That's all. But this comes with it, and we're trained on how to use this and what all this put together means as far as trading goes. Okay. All right. Since I took, I don't expect. All right. Thank you. Champagne Papai said, isn't the FOMC? Yeah, that was just a release of the minutes of the last FOMC. So in other words, everything they said is transcribed during that meeting, which is behind closed doors, and then it's released to the public. Why do we care? Because the meeting's already over with. Well, sometimes you get insight into, there's, 10 of them? And then you have, because you have the regional governors from each district across the United States. They each buddy, one represents Ohio, maybe Pennsylvania, Illinois, whatever. Can't tell you. You can find that out by going online, but they represent the regions in the United States. And the thing in Ohio, that governor, she may say, well, my district here is, unemployment's down because it's the iron, the Rust Belt, da. And the West Coast Fed governor say, oh, California's just booming, everything's great here, and the guy that's in the South, so they all discuss the regionally and try to get a big picture overall. So you'll see some of that talk in there, and you'll see whether one of them was opposed to any of the changes they voted on, or the reasoning and the discussions that go on behind the scene. It's pretty interesting reading if that type of thing interests you. It's part of public record. You can read it after the fact. But they do the markets do look at that and look for so many hints of things that they can put in there. And sometimes the market will react to that news. Now, this here news wasn't that. Matter of fact, that was released at 2 o'clock today, which would be about right here on my chart. And as you can see, the S&P could care less, right? So it was no big deal. Pretty much what they expected. Bobby, is TradingView good? Yes, I love TradingView. It's my favorite charting software there is. Like it even better than my broker software. Check it out. Yep, everything went up. Let's see. Stop loss no good. I don't know if that was your instance, but my stop losses work just fine. We don't trade any trade without a stop loss here at American Dream Trading, right? Does that mean I never trade without a stop loss? No, I sometimes do trade without a stop loss for a very specific reason, but I'm not brand new to this game, right? So, what type of account do you need to buy a contract? You need a futures account. It's a total separate account from all other accounts. Generally, most brokers, you'll have a cash account from which you can trade stocks and stock options. Futures is trading on a margin account, so you have to, number one, be approved to trade a margin account through your broker, which will generally require you to answer a series of questions, maybe 5 to 10 questions. They're looking for certain answers to those questions as far as risk tolerances and net worth and all that. When you read those questions, you'll see what they're asking for. And if you don't answer the questions, then the way that they give them the information, you will not be approved for a margin account, and therefore you can't trade futures. So read the questions carefully before answering them. It's not that you can't reapply down the road. Sometime every broker has a waiting period once you get rejected. And if you keep getting rejected, then you'll be forever rejected with that broker. So just make sure you read the instructions carefully that the broker's asking you. But it is a separate. Webull, it's a separate account. You got to fund it separately. There's separate order books. Everything's different. It's the same, but it's different. SMCI, I assume all those took off on that news. Yep. With this rally, our puts the move. Why would you want to do that? What is the trend right now? The trend is up right now. I mean, yes, the overall trend, if you look at it for the last couple months, has been down. So this is a reaction to news, nothing more, right? The market retreated and was actually at a pretty fair value for where it was at after that pullback, right? There is such a thing as a fair market value of the overall markets. And it that pullback kind of balanced things back out, actually. Sucks for your 401ks, but in reality, the market was overpriced, right? It was expensive. So this pullback is just kind of again, it was a reaction to the news to the downside with the tariffs and all that was going on, right? The uncertainties. But today's news was tariff related also. So that's why it shot up, right? Does that mean it's going to go up from now on? Absolutely not. How do I know that? I don't any more than you do, right? That's why we are trained the way we're trained here at AmericanDreamTrading.com. We're trained to trade the trade. We trade what we see in front of us. We're not going to form a bias. Well, now the market's going to go up again. It's going to the moon. It may very well, right? Am I going to say it is? Absolutely not. Do I care? Absolutely not. I could care less whether the market goes up or goes down. Why? Because I've been trained to trade the market going up. I've been trained to trade when the market goes down. And I've been trained to trade this kind of mess where it's choppy, just kind of sitting here, right? It's in a channel. It's called channel trading. So technically, it's holding its own up here. So it's not really a channel. It kind of hung out here and it's climbing little by little. But in a true channel trading, it'll bebop up and down like this within that area, like a ping pong ball, right? And you can play it up. You can play it when it pulls back and forth, up and down. That's channel trading. When you get into a market that's just kind of blah, flat. So I don't call this a rally. I call this a reaction to the news. That's all it is, pure and simple. The news blurb come out, the market's reacted, right? Actually, I'm surprised it's still hanging up here. I figured it'd get up there again and everybody would take their profits and then go right back down. Didn't do that. Did I form that bias? Absolutely not. Why? Because I'm trading what I see right in front of my face. And that's the kind of training you receive here. So this is different than a call-out group here. Call-out group will say, buy ABC, XYZ, and then they'll tell you to sell that, right? Buy it, sell it, buy it, sell it. Well, number one, on social media is you're 30 seconds or more behind from them things, but that's beside the point. Can you make money doing it? You might get lucky, right? If they call it out and the momentum's still going up, right? We train you to make your own decisions. That way you're not dependent on anybody to tell you what to do on as far as when to enter a trade, when to exit a trade. We are an education and training group here. We're not a call-out group. You'll never, ever hear us say, buy this or buy that, ever. We don't do that. Why? Well, number one, we're not licensed financial advisors, so at no time can we give you financial investment or tax advice. To do so would be illegal, right? Well, them other guys do it. Well, you do it enough, the feds are going to notice, right? And they'll get a visit, right? And there has been traders online, that have gotten in trouble over the years, right? Because they're not licensed financial, and there's a line you can't cross, right? There's rules. And then also, once you're a licensed financial advisor, there's other rules you got to follow. So there's good and bads of both sides. We're not doing that. We'll never tell you. We're going to educate you on what to look for on how to enter a trade in anything, whether you're doing stocks, stock options, crypto, futures, right? We have different trading strategies here for different situations. But what I will tell you is the coach's trading principles and strategies work on anything that we trade: stock options, crypto, futures. It's all applicable. Some of the lingo might be a little different here in the futures trading world versus the stock trading world, but the principles are still the same. And if you want to learn more about our memberships, head on over to AmericanDreamTrading.com. That's our website there. If you scroll down about halfway down the page, you'll find a link to our free Discord. Sign up for that. It is totally free. It's always been free, always will be free. And you'll have instant access to our stock lounge, where you can go in there and hang out with other members of American Dream Trading. You can ask questions, hang out with everybody. Totally free. You don't have to buy nothing. And there's opens up the doors a little bit to you for some educational videos and documents and training in there. Again, it's limited because you're free, right? Membership has its privileges, right? Like you can't post a GIF, right? Because you're not a paid member. You can type in there all you want, right? And there's discount channels and stuff in there that you have access to. You can make out a help desk ticket if you want a specific question answered that you may not want answered publicly in our stock lounge. You can do that also. So there's all kinds of opportunities over there at AmericanDreamTrading.com. Also there, you will find links to our memberships. Right now, we also have some promotions running. And let me pull that up for you. These are also found over on our free Discord. And you can check that out there, but I will show you as soon as I pull that up again. I showed this to you yesterday, and we do have a special going on just even on our futures membership. Let me share that with you. Again, but up TikTok, you won't see this. So if you want to see it, go to our YouTube. All right. I'm going to show this to you. It'll feed out to all the socials other than TikTok because I'm pointing my iPad at my screen. So our promo we got going on right now, I'm going to point out the futures because that's what's near and dear to my heart. This is where I live. A lifetime. We've not offered this type of promotion ever before. You can get a lifetime futures membership for one payment of $4,000. One and done, never pay again. Now, we also, during this promo of doing this that we've never done either, is allow you to make 2 installment payments of $2,000 each. You must make them both to maintain your membership. If both payments are not received in full, your access will be terminated after the first month's payment if the second one's not received. And there's no refunds issued for that either. So if you're going to do a payment plan, make sure you make both of them. Will be due 30 days apart. So if you have no intention of doing that, you can pay also just grab a regular membership. You pay monthly, quarterly, semi-annually, or annually. We also have our creme de la creme, the top of the line, the kitchen sink, everything thrown in membership. That's called our diamond membership. That's $10,000. That's lifetime memberships in all our programs. A one and done payment, never pay again. It's $10,000. That gets you the VIP Gold, crypto, and futures memberships, all the mentorship programs, which itself is about $6,000 a year, which is basically a one-on-one in a small group setting with coach once a week, and also workshops and everything else that comes with it. And you can head on over there to our free Discord. We actually have a chart that you can view, and I can show you that also. Let me show you that. We have this comparison chart now. Depending on what device you're looking through, you may not be able to read this, but it is over inside our free Discord. It's a handy-dandy comparison chart. Down the center of that chart is our diamond membership. In other words, it shows you get all the individual, everything that's included that we do. On the far left column there is highlighting membership benefits. As you can see, every membership level doesn't get to participate in everything. Why? Because membership has its privileges. Premium is our entry level one. That starts at $125 a month if that's the way you want to pay for it. A lot of people go in that way and they upgrade later. Get your foot in the door. That gets you live Zoom call with coach starting at 8:45 every morning, right, through 4 o'clock. The VIP Gold and the Diamond membership gets you up to 12 hours of training and trading starting at 4 a.m. Eastern time through 4 p.m. So you get a minimum of 12 plus Saturday trading with our moderator on a Saturday. And all those things are recorded for you to review at your leisure at a later date. So you can always go back. If you can't make a meeting for one reason or another, you can always watch the replay. And then you see the futures and the crypto memberships also. So this chart is available over on our Discord. If you want, you can take a screenshot of that if you want to look at it more detail. But you can head also over to our website, AmericanDreamTrading.com. Head on over there now. All right, what questions do we have? Thank you, Ahmad, for that kind words. Weeble has skipped your stop when you use turbo. Well, I haven't experienced that in the futures, but it will occasionally in the stock because the volume's a little lower. I know it does happen from time to time. I have never experienced that personally in the futures market because the volume's a lot higher. Doesn't mean, and if you check any broker in the fine print, it'll tell you stops are not guaranteed to work, right? So now if you have one and something happens and it blows through it, you can contact your broker and fill out a ticket. And a lot of times they will honor that stop and maybe make a correction to your account. That's not guaranteed. We've had limited success with our members in the past when that's happened. We just had it happen to one member the other day. It wasn't really directly that way, but kind of roundabout way it was. And she contacted them, and they refunded part of her account back that occurred after the stop. And they could tell what you had in your order when you made it. It logs all that in. So if you didn't have a stop in there and you try to argue your case, oh no, I had a stop in there, they can tell. So don't even go there. Yeah. So everything's logged, and it has to be, right? It's a security. You got to be able to protect that. All right, what else do we got? Any other questions? I don't see any other questions. TikTok, are you awake over there? Oh, wait, I should scroll up a little bit, huh? You were typing in there. I just didn't scroll up. It didn't automatically feed for some reason. All right, I answered about it being a rally. Nope. That news absolutely destroyed my trade. Why is that? Did you not have a stop in place? I take it you were to the downside on something whenever they're X-Gen N over there on TikTok. If you'd have had a stop in place like our members are traded to, your losses would have been very minimal. That's what your stops do. How do I think that the big C country is going to retaliate? Well, they can retaliate all they want. We'll just keep it up like they can, right? Just remember, they ship 4 to 5 times the stuff to our country than we do to theirs. So who do you think needs who more? Everybody wants the U.S. economy, right? I want what we have to offer. So I'm not going to get into the politics of that, but, take it for what it's worth, right? We don't know. Again, why we need to keep an ear to the news. We still trade to trade, right? We can react to scheduled news events. We can't react to somebody popping on TV with no advance notice and throwing something down, right? With that, we have to react accordingly during the trade, and that's why we use stops at all times. So for XJN up there on TikTok, he said it destroyed his trade, his or her trade. Sorry to hear that, first of all, but using stops limits your potential of loss. You're always going to have a loss. That's what a stop loss is for. But if I pay for futures from you guys, what's all included? Well, do I think what's a pump and dump? This S&P increase in the markets? No, I don't. As you can see, it's holding its own up there. All right. So trade to trade. I don't worry about what may happen. I'm going to trade this according to what I see happening right now. That's how you make money. I'm not trying to guess what it's going to do, right? Now, we know it will react at certain levels, double tops to double bottoms. It may pull back or it may blow through it. So, again, all these strategies we put into place. So, what's all included with a futures membership? Well, I'm glad you asked. One of the favorite subjects I like to talk about, me. No. We have 3 full-time moderators inside our futures. It's not the only thing we do, but we are in here helping to run this beast. You get trading for basically 8 hours a day, almost. We start live Zoom call training at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time, clear through 4 p.m. at the end of the day, Monday through Friday. We've also been hosting some Sunday night Zoom calls. That's not really part of the membership. Coaches just kind of letting us do it for now. We also have in our Discord that opens those channels for you. We have a live futures chat room inside our Discord. We do trade 23 hours a day. There's a lot of us trade at night after the market reopens at 6 o'clock. Some trade till I traded last night till I'm thinking it was after 11, close to pushing that time anyway. Oh, I stayed up way too late, but I was involved in a trade and I just kept trading. It was rough getting up this morning, but I got up at 4 a.m. this morning. So before 4, started trading again. You trade as much as you want, up to 23 hours a day. But there's always somebody roaming the halls on our. We have members that specifically get up at 2 in the morning to trade, right? To catch the London market opens at 3 Eastern Time. So there's always somebody roaming the hall. There's trading going on in the futures market 23 hours a day worldwide. So we have that live chat. Now, we're not in there telling each other what to buy or when to sell or any of that kind of stuff, but we do discuss trades and what levels do you have, or, hey, gold's starting to run, take a look at that. Again, it's not an inducement to buy or sell, but, it helps as a group to have more eyeballs on all the markets, right? Futures market, which you're allowed to trade within Weeble's, not really all that huge, right? There's different sectors, and we find ones that we tend to trade more often than not. So you also get a weekly newsletter that's put out generally on Saturdays. And inside that, you'll get market news from all around the world. You'll get economic news releases, then on which day, for each day of the week, and what time those will happen. We will use those scheduled economic releases to hopefully make a profit on it, depending what the news is. We've been trained how to react to certain types of news, and we will act accordingly. Sometimes the news comes out and it's a nothing burger and nothing moves. But while we're sleeping, other markets are open. The London markets are open, the Tokyo markets. So they get that, and they get specialized news on all the different sectors in the futures market, such as metals, energy, indices, agriculture, currencies, all those things. It has a lot of different information in there, and all the events that are coming up. So it's usually, I would say, 40 pages average every week, minimum in our newsletter. So we prepare that every week so that they can read it, have time to read it over the weekend, look through the things that interest them in that newsletter, and plan accordingly. Members will actually look at the economic news releases that's coming out on each day and what exact time those will be released. And they can plan, if there's something that in those news that may affect the metals market, and they like trading the metals like gold and silver, copper, whatever, right? So they'll look through those news events and evaluate which of these economic releases are going to possibly have an impact on the metals market. And they'll write a note to themselves, hey, on Tuesday at 3 o'clock, watch this, right? That type of thing. So you can use it to your advantage. So to keep an eye out, be aware it's about to happen type of thing, right? So it's actually can be used to make yourself profits when applied accordingly. You also get the Discord. You get access to the live Zoom call starting at 8:30, from 8:30 to 4, and the newsletters, and all that is detailed inside our Discord on that chart that I showed you. So take a peek at it. We are running that lifetime membership. It's $4,000. It's a heck of a deal. It's a lifetime when Coach, now he doesn't offer lifetimes very often, but this is normal price of a lifetime in the futures is $5,000. So you're getting it not only $1,000 off, we're going to allow you to do it in 2 payments if you want to do it that way. Or you can pay it all at once. It's up to you. So it's a heck of a deal, really. And also, if you go with our diamond membership, it's $10,000. That includes everything in American Dream Trading. That's the best deal overall on the table if that fits your budget, right? So, but no, I don't think this is a pump and dump derby. But thanks for asking the question, right? What indicators on your screen? GDS, the 9 to 21 to 55, VWAP to 200, the Elliott wave oscillator, my volume indicators, ATR volume. And there's some other little things that shows high and low of the days and what other ones are running. It's all this stuff is customizable. This is how I have mine set up. What's your strategy with trading now that on the announcement on the pause? Doesn't change one bit. I haven't changed one thing of my trading strategy. There's no need to, because Coach teaches us how to deal trade to trade. It's in front of us. I'm not forming any bias of what's going to happen tomorrow, next week, next month, next year. I could care less. I care about is the now. I am a day trader. I'm here to grab the momentum as it happens. Now, whether that momentum lasts 30 seconds, 30 minutes, 30 hours, whatever, I will deal with it in the manner that it presents itself. So I don't change a thing, right? The whole world's crying, the sky is falling, right? Oh my Lord, look at that. Oh, sky's going up now. It's going to the moon, right? It didn't change anything. This is just a rise on the news. That's all that is reaction to that news announcement, pure and simple. If that news wasn't announced today, the market would have done what the market was going to do, right? Is this going to stay up here? I don't know. Can I do a short? This thing's pulling back, Mark. What are you going to do? Can you make money doing that? Well, I most certainly can. I can come up here short on this break and hold here. I can go over here and click with my stop loss and everything in. Now I'm in this trade. We'll see how much. We'll let this run here a little bit. It's broke behind all my indicators. Only ones I got to worry about, if it makes it that far, is down here. There's VWAP at 200. Right now I'm up. Well, I was up $2,000 there for a second. Now I'm down to 1,000, right? So I'm going to let this trade run out down here. Now I have some levels here that I got to watch, like right here. See all these candles? So when it gets down about right here, right, it may slow down. Right now it's dealing with this level right here with these top of these candles. It'll deal with the bottom candles here in a minute. Same down here. There's another place where these things peaked out. So I'm aware where those are at. My main thing that's going to impede my progress is clear down here. Doesn't mean it won't stop anytime. I'm trading 10 contracts, right? This is the same thing I traded for real when it was going up. Now I'm doing 10 contracts to the downside. In that amount of time, how long has this been in effect? I'm up $5,000. This is what I trade on a normal day-to-day basis during the open hours, market hours. So they're yelling, take your profits, take your profits. Why? Right? Now I have a stop to prevent this from pulling back, right? So let me close this out of the road here. I'm going to let this run for a little bit. We'll see how much I make here in this little bit of time. If this had been a real trade, and I might have some of our paid members in our room right now making this trade. Why? Because they know about the break and hold strategy. That's another trading strategy I just implemented. I was a hair late getting to it. I should have got in up here, but I executed a trade about 2/3 of the way down that candle, right? So here's a little bit of a pullback, right? Well, you should have took that 5,000. Well, yeah, I could have. I would have normally, right? But I'm talking, so I'm not too concerned about it. I'm going to let this play out and see what happens. Again, I could draw some temporary lines right here if I wanted to for just some visualization, and do that. I mean, you've seen me do that plenty of times, right? So, there's some levels down here. I just, my mouse clicking here. Let's see here. And drawing tool back up here. All right. I don't know what's going on. It's froze up or something right now. Oh, there's 1,700. It's sitting here. Am I getting nervous? Yeah. Maybe we'll just go ahead and take that, $1,000 or whatever that was when I clicked it for right now. It's kind of hanging out at this regression channel line right here. It's at the top of a regression channel. That's part of the indicator. And then you can see how effective that was. This is included in Coach's indicators. This part of now, this only works with TradingView. This script that we have here, it's all programmed in. I really wasn't paying attention to that part of it. I had my eyes focused below it, but that acts as a resistance point either. So, big deal. Got $1,000 or whatever it was out of that, right? Fake money. Again, this is my paper trading account. It's not real. I use this for demonstration purpose. But you could see, you saw on there with your own eyes with 10 contracts, at one point it was up, what, $5,800 in just the 2 candle move? Well, welcome to our world, because we rode that whole thing all the way up, right? That I showed you earlier at the beginning of the broadcast, right? All right, so that's how that works. Do we get access to the indicator? Yes, sir, you do. You do. The indicators do come with the VIP, VIP Gold, crypto, and futures membership. Now, you have to have a TradingView account. It only works with TradingView. It doesn't work with like Webull or TOS or any of those, right? And this is a separate, this has nothing to do with American Dream Trading. This is TradingView. It's a totally independent software, charting software, but that's, you install it in there. It's a couple clicks and it's installed in there, and that all comes together. And this is yours, part of your membership. As long as you're a paid member, this will continue to work. Once your membership ends for any reason, or you decide it ain't for you and you leave, this will cease to quit working. You won't have access to that. So just how it works. You're not paying extra. It's included in your membership. So anyhow, what's going on here? I got things hooking up here. All right, let's see. How much is one-on-one with a coach? Well, coach doesn't do one-on-ones. Once in a while, he'll open them up, and they're pricey, but they're worth every penny. Coach is not currently doing one-on-ones anymore at this time. He opens them up a couple times a year because, quite frankly, it's a lot of work for him and it's very exhausting. All right. Let me go back up here. TikTok. So I did. Lucky asked about trading my strategy. I don't. I trade to trade. Trader B. I won't answer that question live, but thanks for the question. About half of that today. Pappy Defiant says, good time to be untrue. Well, yeah, whatever. Yeah, it was. I'm not the world's greatest trader. I do okay. Is there somebody who's used 500 plus 500 on futures? I've explored it. I paper traded with it. I was happy with it. I'm not happy with their charting part of it, but it executes trades really good in their paper trading mode. I never did fund it. I get asked that all the time, even by our own members. Yeah, I didn't dig deep into it when I was exploring other alternatives to Webull, which is my broker. I did look at that one, and I don't like their charting thing, their charting softwares, which doesn't matter to me because I can actually, if I'm not mistaken, I think 500 plus is one of these that you can link to TradingView. Let me log out of my paper trading. I'm pretty sure that's on here. It's been a while. Tasty Trade. Is it there? And I'm not seeing. Oh, here, let me do all brokers. Right there it is. Plus 500. These are Webull's list of brokers that you can link your live trading account to and trade it through TradingView. Now, I can't tell you what your experience is going to be like connecting any of these. All I can do is tell you about Webull. But yeah, plus 500's on there. You can see TradeStation, Interactive Brokers, Moo, Forex, AMP, Iron Beam. I looked at Iron Beam also. It was pretty decent. A lot of people use this Owanda. I've never used it personally, but I've heard good things about it. I tried Tradeovate. I enjoyed their fees and their fee structure and their margin requirements. I did not have a good experience when I went from paper trading live in the response of the buttons, but that's just me. Your experience may be different. I've had members tell me they had the same experience I had, and I've had other of our members tell them they had no issues with it. So I don't know. I may revisit it again just to see if, maybe deeper dive into it and see if my experience is any different. But I wasn't pleased at executing my entries, so I left it. So your results may vary. I'm not endorsing anyone, not even endorsing Webull. I like Webull. It's simple to use. It's a simple brokerage software. It's easy to understand. But their margin requirements are more higher than some of the other brokers. But there's also a trade-off. Webull probably offers a lot of things that these discount margin brokers don't offer. And I know you mentioned that plus 500 and that Iron Beam. Yeah, I don't like their charting part of their thing is not. I don't like it. But I'm using TradingView anyway, so that part really doesn't matter. But I didn't explore it as far as their requirements and their fees and all that stuff. So that you can conduct a research on your own. Okay. Am I trading at this moment? No, I'm not. And if I would, it's a paper trade. It's not real money, but I still try to execute trades just as if they were real. You see me demonstrate all the time. Right now, I'm just kind of in answer question mode right now. I've never used TradeStation there, Extra Trader over there on YouTube. I've never had any experience. Only Tradeovate and Webull is the only two I've actually put money into to see how they worked in a live account. Well, Levi, the pains of seeing a 20,000 call on NVIDIA from 6:30 at $100 to go to expire. I'm sorry to hear that happen to you. Had you had proper training, Coach teaches extensively on trading options. There would have probably been a higher likelihood than not that that wouldn't have happened to you if you received the proper training. That's a problem. I'm not saying this applies to you, Levi, so don't take offense. We do see a lot of people thinking trading options is a panacea to riches, right? That they can come in here and slay it because they see people on the internet and they hear other people talking about option trading. I enjoy option trading. Did it for forever. Well, I don't do it anymore. I'm 100% futures trader. I like to trade off. I don't have to deal with the Greeks. I don't have to deal with the time decay, right? So, people need to it's a complicated investment vehicle when you get right down to it. There's a lot you really need to understand before you even think about trading a stock option. You can make a lot of money off it, and it can also just bankrupt you. So it's not something that you just throw money at and click a button and hope, right? Can you explain, the degradation of the contract over time? Do you understand how that works? Do you understand what theta is? Do you understand what the delta is? Do you know what the gamma is? Do you know how that affects all that? If you couldn't answer that question right now off the top of your head, you got no business doing that. And it's not hard to learn. Don't get me wrong, right? You can learn how to do that, but Coach teaches on that very thing. Matter of fact, Coach knows all them complicated things. He teaches on stuff I'll never do. It just doesn't interest me, right? It's not at my whatever. I'm trying to think of the word. I'm going brain dead today. I'm tired from focusing on trades today. My brain's like mush. Shoot, lost our TikTok feed. Gone.
Pop on and say that.
Hang on, TikTok. I'll be back. This stupid page always. All right. Let's try TikTok again. I think time's out. I keep forgetting about that. I don't know how long that thing went way over an hour that time, so I don't even know what the. All right. We'll let TikTok get back in here. Lost all their questions they had typed in there in the process. Oh, well. Go over to YouTube. Now I lost all your questions. They'll be back. Okay. So, let's go over to YouTube because you people are over there. We'll answer your questions. Okay. About stops, we answered that. Hey, good to see you again, Scalping Strategy. Can't wait till you get that membership. Could have made a boatload of money today. Live training, yep. And scalping, you're signing up next week. Oh, fantastic. Good for you. Again, get to training first. Make sure you say hi to us when you come in. Identify yourself if that's not your Discord name. Well, you're already in the Discord, right? So whatever membership you got. My thoughts on the brokerage firm TradeStation, never used them. Apparently Doug has. That's the one. Yeah, it's not the one, Doug, you said you'd have to have $5,000 initial deposit with their futures program.
That's correct. Yeah,
checked it out
and
myself.
their fees aren't terrible.
Yeah, if I can do it, anybody can do it. You got that right, Brandon. This is not Coach's voice. I never pretended this was Coach's voice. This is Mark McCee's voice. Sorry we lost our feed over there. I got to confirm this, and this thing's sitting off to my side and behind me, and I don't see the screen. I keep forgetting to peek over there. Does anybody know on TikTok when they do live broadcasts how often you got to confirm? Because I have yet to do it. So that was way. I thought maybe it was once an hour, but that was an hour and 15 minutes for it kicked out. So, all right. Sparks Flame. This is Mark. Yes, I am Mark. Are you Mark too, Spark? Because I'm Mark McSee. How are thee? Anyhow. All right. So, any other questions? I'm sorry, TikTok, when that feed crashed out because of a timed out. You'll have to re-ask your questions again as you come back in here. Because that all disappeared off the screen. What time do I start? I start training on average 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning. I'd say lately it's been about 5 in the morning. Today I was on before 4 trading. I traded till about 11 o'clock last night, from about 7 or 8 o'clock last night till about 11. Sitting upstairs on my cell phone on the couch trading for a little while. And then Mrs. got sleepy, and so I came down here and traded on my desktop, which is a lot better experience for sure, and more control over things. ES popped up here, broken hold above the 9. I missed that entry on that too, right? So, I could have entered a trade there. I'm late to the ball game now, right? Can I still enter this trade? Well, it's getting ready to top out right here. I should wait until it breaks and holds above that. Well, what if you don't do that? Well, let me show you what happens a lot of times if you don't wait on that break and hold above key levels. I already told you that was a key level. See here? Double, triple tops here. So it's going to resist here naturally, right, till they decide. Well, I was stubborn. I didn't want to listen to my own rules. So I did this on purpose. But I jumped in, right? Could this go ahead and go against me? Well, very well could, right? Right now I'm up $2,800, $2,200, $2,800. Well, if I get lucky and this breaks through, good for me, right? But it still hasn't broken held, and that's my criteria at every key critical levels, that break and hold. So it didn't do that. So right now, again, I'm in 10 contracts. This is what I normally trade. This is what I traded today, and it went up, whatever, 1,300 ticks, right? So it's $12.50 a tick, right? Per contract. I have 10 of them. So every tick this goes up, I'm making $1,250. That's why this is going up like it is, right? Now, if it drops, I lose $1,250 every time this pulls back one little tick. I lose $1,250, right? So it's this is a big boys game here, right? So see how that dropped? I went from whatever that was, $5,000 down to 3,000 that quick. So I'm going to let this climb. I do have a little level here I'm going to deal with. I'll probably take my profit right around this area, lock that in. There's, it said 5,700 when I click. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Did that pull back? Huh. That Mark McCullough, he's such a smart guy, right? No, it's just part of the training. Watch your levels. Know where your levels are at, where these things top out. I seen right there. Even though I didn't have a line drawn there, I looked backwards, right? And seen that there. So I'm going to wait till this busts up above here, above this right in through here before I even think about jumping back in. It's not that far away, right? So, it broke through the previous week's midpoint, whatever that is, which I don't care. So sitting here waiting, trying to break over through this previous level right here. See how these wicks or stuff are here? I don't have a line there, but I can see it, right? I could put one there. I'll put one there anyway. I need to redo this chart anyway. Got too many lines on it.
Mark
What's
Gold.
going on with my drawing tool here? This doesn't want to work.
I think somebody's trying to get you to look at gold, Mark.
And let's try this here. Bang. All right.
Can he hear us?
My line drawing.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
I don't know what causes that. I'll reload it.
Oh man.
It's a good thing I didn't jump in that trade. It's pulling back there.
I want to arrange it towards it, I guess. We got this all to ourselves, guys. Let's
Get this out of the road.
Yeah, party.
Get this back over here. Everybody can see it. And respread my chart out. Get a better view here. Right. Pull this down a little bit.
Oh,
Must
goodness.
be dirty.
I wonder how long it's
Acting
been that
really
way.
weird to me.
Probably for a bit.
Mute his mic.
Get
his ears.
All right, there we go. So it didn't break and hold above them levels I was telling you about, did it? Good thing I did jump into that trade. Look what happened. See, there's that line I wanted to draw right there. Bang, see it? It actually drew it. It just wasn't showing it. If I'd have jumped in there, guess what? I would have been down 6-8 grand right now on that trade.
It's a nice setup
Well,
right
Mark,
now.
why
in
don't you
gold.
write that down?
Nice
Well, I
call
could
out.
have, but I wasn't set up for it because I was resetting my chart, right? Now it's at a level.
Make
It
it
could
over
bounce
there.
right back up the other way, right? And I could play that. Big drop, might retrace a little bit, right? Just because it looks like it's going down now doesn't mean it's going to stay that way. Can I jump in here real
Maybe.
quick and
Yeah.
scalp in and out? Yeah, I could do that. So, Sparks Flames, you just opened a futures account. Well, good for you. Congratulations.
Well, how's the weather where you
Right,
guys are?
Did you get one of our memberships there, Spark, with American Dream Trading, or did you just open a futures account? The crypto membership, what time do they start? Them guys, them crypto guys, they're weird. They trade
They don't
24
sleep.
hours a day, 7 days a week. I don't know what, they don't have their own Zoom live room yet. That's why the membership's on a big discount. You can get in for, what is it, $500 for a year, $1,500 for, they still have their lifetime. I don't know. I think they did. It was $1,500. It's discounted because they're building that up. You could help be part of that, building up our crypto membership over there. So, yes, I am talking to TikTok people. Anyhow, I'm answering their questions. Oh, okay.
Read the rest of the
Thank you.
chat.
I've been in there myself with that same group. Pre-market group is where I lived. All right. So, yeah,
Refund for this?
they're always into crypto there. You can ask questions in the crypto
That's too
membership
funny.
anytime also. Am I paper trading?
refund
Yes,
for this
hex
session.
I am. I don't trade with my live account while I'm in training mode.
Maybe
live
somebody
on the
raised their
socials.
hand and he might notice that.
You can't hear the Zoom members because they haven't talked. So, again, TikTok.
We've
for
been
those of you
talking,
on
Mark.
TikTok, I highly recommend
Mark, hang
until
up.
for the near future that you go over to our YouTube channel. You'll get the full screen view because right now you're getting this cheesy view of me pointing my
I see what you're
iPad
doing there, Doug.
at my screen because our streaming
Trying to
software is
set
not
off the
connecting with our
alarms.
TikTok account. They're trying to work that out. What site is this? This is TradingView. This is a charting software, right? We are AmericanDreamTrading.com. I'm Mark McSee, one of the moderators right now. Let's take a question. Doug's got his hand up, one of our paid members and one of our moderators here at AmericanDreamTrading.com. Doug.
I don't think you can hear me. I'm
He probably
talking.
won't be able to hear you.
No. He needs to read the
Doug.
chat. Yeah, I'm
I
talking.
see your mic moving. Why don't I hear you, Doug?
Yep. Oh
Well,
boy,
I'm
there
We
it
should
is.
all put our hands up. Everybody
What
put our
happened?
hands up.
There it
We
is.
should.
Is it me
Yeah, let's all
or is
put
it
our hands up.
Memorex?
Yes,
Look
it's
at it.
you.
Oh, I turned my speaker down. Sorry.
There we go.
There we go. Now we can hear.
We've been yelling at you this whole time, Mark.
All right.
Now
I'm
you're
hard of hearing
cooking with
anyway.
gas.
Let's tell you what, it's hard to get good help around
There
here.
he is.
All right, what's up?
Gold.
Gold is up. So's the ES at the moment. What's going on
Gold
here?
was
Well,
up
it's
before,
taking off
yes, but I'm
again.
trying to get you to look at it.
Oh, look at it. How about I play this first? All right, or is gold that much better? Let's see. Ooh,
Kinda
it's doing
better.
the same thing. Ooh, look at that beautiful trade.
Yeah, look at that.
Ah, holy cow. Holy shamoly. If I'd have bought that on the break and hold above the 9, how many ticks is that there, Doug? That is 200,
20 ticks right now.
250, right?
Yeah, if you'd been
Yeah.
able to hear us an hour ago.
250 ticks times, and it pays $10 a tick, right? Times,
Sir.
and I would have played 10 contracts of that. That'd have been $25,000 move right there, just on one trade of 10. That's like almost a perfect trade, straight up, almost, right?
Oh yeah, look at that
Yeah,
thing.
beautiful.
Yeah, look at them cheeks,
Sure.
baby.
Yeah,
Per day.
yeah. I'm sitting there concentrating on the feeds up here, not even looking over at the Zoom. I look over, oh, Doug's hand's up. Oh, Chris's hand's up now. Chris, question, comment. One of our paid members.
No, sir. No question. It's just trying to get your attention.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Doug, for over there on TikTok. Let me know the members were trying to talk because it was one of you. Yeah. That's how I noticed it, because you put it on TikTok. I didn't even turn my head sideways to see what our paid members wanted to talk. That's pretty bad when you ignore your paid members, right? Talk to the free people. Oh, well.
Well, we had a great conversation without you.
Did you? Oh, that's great.
Yeah, we were partying over here.
Well, I bet you were. All right. Well, hopefully you were making hard-earned money, right?
Chickadee ching ching.
All right. All right. So,
And
Anyway.
said she was about ready to start the disco lights and everything.
no way.
Right.
That I'd like to see.
Gonna get out the glow sticks.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd go, but I don't want to break a hip, my age. You gotta watch that nowadays, right?
You can just do the old man shuffle.
Yeah. All right. By the way, did the any of you paid members over there on YouTube, did you hear our paid members talking? I had my monitor speaker turned down, so it probably was feeding to the live feed. I just couldn't hear it because I had it turned down. All right. So, well, it's always something around here on this Futures broadcast. Usually Mark forgets to unmute his mic or flip a screen or whatever. Speaking of my screen, let me show you again this special promotion that we got going on over here. Again, TikTok, you won't be able to see it. You got to go over to YouTube like I asked you to. It's going to be like this till further notice. I would highly recommend you all go over to YouTube, our YouTube channel, American Dream Trading, and you can watch and get the full screen experience. It's in 3D, high def 3D sensory. So anyway, here's our promo. Okay. Diamond membership, lifetime. That's all inclusive. Includes everything we've ever had and ever will have in the future. Any products or memberships that we have in the future will automatically be included in that Diamond lifetime. You can get that for one payment of $10,000, but with a special promo, you can get it for two easy payments of $5,000 each. Our operators are standing by. Or you can get the Gold Complete for $8,000 for two payments of $4K. You can get the VIP Lifetime for $4,000 or two payments of $2,000. If you're already a VIP member, you can add the Gold add-on for $4,000, right? And near and dear to my heart would be the Lifetime Futures membership. It's not something we offer. And in this promotion, you can get it for $4,000. That's actually $1,000 off a typical Lifetime membership. And will also allow you to make two easy payments of $2,000 each. How many of our members today made more than the cost of a membership without actually saying how much you made? I know I did. Anybody else make more than the price of a lifetime membership today in our live members?
I did, Mark.
Oh, okay. I figured you would. Yep. I'm not going to say your names. Just your voices. Anybody else? Anybody come close? Anybody get half of it? I know there's a lot of people made money on that trade. And a lot of people don't want to tell me that they did. I know the ones that said they did earlier, why we were in our live training and why we executed that trade. All right. What else we got?
Sorry, Mark. I did. I'm in a trade. Sorry.
Okay. Good job.
Thank you.
Look at the size of the contract. 863 on gold. Popped up there for a second.
What am I looking for? Oh, metals. I already got it up, dummy. Right there. Here's metal 2. Yeah, I just see the small ones now. Yeah, so somebody's sitting there waiting to dump it, right? Or was that a buy?
It's on the ask side.
Oh, okay. So this one he's going to dump it. You better catch that level if it's still there.
Oh.
Anyway, people will see that and they'll get freaked out and they may sell off, right?
It did.
There you go. And look at this trade. It could have been in this trade also, right? I could come in here on this side and, what's going on here now? I don't know. I have to look. It's back up there, right? Do I want to jump in this trade or not, right? I don't know. Do I? Well, I did. We'll see what happens here. I got my stop in. We'll see here. I'm in with 10 contracts. And oh, there's the candle. I thought it was going up. No, it wasn't. It was right there. The new candle was forming. That's why I didn't see it. It was hanging out right here. It was little. Well, I'll wait and see what happens. If this pops a little, I'll get out of this trade. If not, I'm getting out. Boom, I'm getting out. Rip the band-aid off, get out of it. Right? So, anywho, you see how much this has really been chaos. Look how ugly this chart is today, right? Look at the chaos throughout the day. Look at all this chop. Shot up. Got a bunch of chop here. Shot up. Bunch of chop. Shot up. Kind of more chop consolidation. And then it kind of did a little bit up and down. And then it back up again, right? So you trade to trade. Am I going to form a bias? Oh, this thing's going up. It's not going to stop. Well, no, it pulls back, goes up, pulls back, goes up, pulls back. It's like a roller coaster, right? Ocean wave, whatever, right? Things are going. You trade to trade. You don't just say, well, it's going up, I'm going to stand along the rest of the day. No, you got to evaluate your trades. So
Take a look at the EWOL on that, Mark.
I don't have my thing up here for some reason. Oops. Let me get my chart back. Let me reload this page. Dink-a-dink-a-ding. Again, we are in the power hour of the day. Power hour is the last hour of the day. People holding contracts and stock options will tend to get out of them before the end of the day, take their profits, and go home. And so you can expect increased volatility the last hour, especially during the last 10 to 15 minutes of the trading session. You should not be in trades unless you're an experienced trader. Even coach doesn't play that time of day. So can't see my screen. Imagine that. Because why? Because I got the promo up. Thank you. Let me change that for you. How about now? Can you see my screen now? Can you see it now? I can. So anyway. Yep, there you go. Thank you, Brandon, for pointing that out. You could see my screen. You just saw the promo. That's it. Right? There you go. So technically, you could see my screen, Brandon, right? You just couldn't see my chart. That's different. How's that for my rationale? Thank you for pointing that out. All right, questions. Got a half hour left here. I can answer any questions, attempt to answer any questions that you may or may not have. If you want to ask them, type them in the chat box and we'll do our best to answer them. All right. By the way, YouTube, did you tell me if you heard Coach's video? Was you able to hear the audio on that? Can't remember. Did you answer me? Brandon, you're there. I know you'll answer me. You always got something to say. Hang on here, and I'm going to play this video snippet from it. Tell me if you can hear Coach's video, because I messed something up the other day. Here it goes. Tell me if you can hear it.
They can't hear anything, Mark.
And I was muted again. Duh. Nobody told me. I mean, they're talking. Nobody could hear me, could you? Thank you, Ocho girl. Yeah, I seen that comment right before you typed it. Anyway, thank you for that feedback. I'm here talking with my mic muted. This is just a wonderful day here. I am a wizardy of all this technology here today. Anybody got any questions? Make sure you, yeah, you could hear me on TikTok because you're hearing it through my iPad that's sitting next to me. Dave, thanks, Dave. What time frame am I trading in? Well, if I'm scalping, I'm in 1 minute. And if I'm playing the 2-minute EWO strategy the coach teaches us, I'm in a 2-minute chart. So that's a very good question. How do options work when you buy a put? Well, we are not talking about stock options at this channel. We are talking about futures. However, do trade options. I understand how options, when you have a put, you sell it, you get a put. It's because you think the price is going down, right? So you would, in the futures world, we would call that a short, and effectively that's what it is. You're shorting. But a put is saying you think the price is going to go down. As long as the price continues to go down, you make money. When it retraces, you need to get out, and you just turn around and you execute, get out of that trade. Same way, if you think the price is going up at a stock option, you would buy a call, or in the futures world, we would call that going long. So then that works to the upside if you think the price is going up. But that's an oversimplified description, which options are can be a very complicated investment vehicle, not something to be dabbled in lightheartedly. You should better know what you're doing, because you could lose your money. Oh, no way, Dave. 25.69. Wow. Congratulations, buddy. Now, there's a person that lives on a totally different trading strategy than what I do. I'm a day trader. I'm in and out. I'm grabbing the momentum. I don't hold anything overnight. Don't care to, don't want to, and won't to. Where our friend Dave over there takes a longer picture view of things. And he's done very well with that trading strategy. And again, he coach teaches on all those strategies. Now, Dave came into our group already doing that strategy, implementing that strategy. That's what he's done for a good part of his life, and he's done very well financially by following that long-term strategy. And it is an effective strategy, and it does work. I bet he's not too happy with some of his positions with all the downturn now, but he's been around long enough to see the ups and downs of the market, and he knows when the market's down, he can buy more on sale, right? And when the market goes back up, like it always does, those holdings that he's acquiring now on a deep discount will be worth even that much more. Yes, small positions, Dave. That is the key, right? You go in too big, you get too nervous, you get all itchy and scratchy, you make irrational decisions. And yes, today is great for longs, right? Especially if you bought them yesterday, right? You've already made money. So with the markets going down, so you've already seen a return on your profit in what, 2 days? It was down for what, a week maybe? Steadily. I mean, technically it's still lower than it was this time a week ago, right? But those things that you got on sale now are already worth more in a few days. The only ones that get hurt on a roller coaster are what? The ones that jump off where it stops, right? So I've seen comments from people in our Zoom, some of the free members. Oh, I sold this stock and that stock, so I couldn't afford to lose any more. Wow. If you'd have just waited a little bit, you would have probably been right back to where you were before you knew it. But that's what people do. They panic sell. World's coming to an end. The sky is falling, right? For anybody that's been around any length of time, things like this happen on a regular basis. All you got to do is hold on for the ride. Now, who does it really hurt? Well, it hurts those that get ready to retire right now, right? Because their 401ks just took a big hit. They may need to work a little longer, but a 401k type investment is a long-term investment. You shouldn't be freaking out just because it drops for a little bit. You should be jumping up, down, doing the jig, because now you're starting to get your stuff a lot cheaper. So when it does go up, you can make that much more. Hobby collecting. Where should one start with coaches' videos on YouTube to start learning to trade? Well, the first thing I would do is if you go to our YouTube channel, you'll see there's like the title videos, and they are grouped together by general titles. I would concentrate on the EWO trading strategy. Start watching all those. You need to learn and master the EWO strategy. It's very effective, very profitable trading strategy. It's one of the main strategies coach teaches here, and I believe that everybody should follow. 99.998-7648329173. 2% of all members should be employing in their trading. Okay. 2-minute EWO strategy. That's what you want to look at. It may just say EWO, those type of things like that. And you'll find there's other things talked about a lot of times in those videos, but that's what you want to look at and come to understand. I would highly recommend that's where you start with. There's hundreds of them in there about that. Just don't watch one and think you learned everything you need to know. All right. Legal Bud, when you sell straight into the ask, is that considered shorting a stock? Well, I mean, the ask is the side that people basically want to sell on, right? If you're shorting a stock, you're shorting it at the current price that it is when you hit that button and go down. So if I'm shorting something and I have the L2 order book in front of me, I want to see these price numbers going down, right? So I want to see this for this to pull down. The numbers actually on the bid side need to go lower, or you can argue these numbers at the top of the ask side need to go lower, right? Not higher, because this will move up this way, right? So the higher numbers are down here, the lower numbers are down over here. So when I'm in a short, I love watching the bottom of my L2 order book. I'm watching these numbers here. So let's just say I got in at 3106, 310, what is it? 3106. So I'm going to watch here. I want to see fives. I want to see fours. I don't want to see anything above sixes pop up down here. So I'm going to watch this. Is these numbers getting smaller? I'm not reading the whole number. I'm just looking at the last couple of digits, right? So, I want to see fours to give me confidence that it's going to come down. If I see these numbers getting big, well, then it's going the wrong way on me, right? If I'm in a short. Same way if I'm in a long, right? I want to see these numbers get bigger on this side. These are orders getting filled. And as these get filled, the price goes up. It goes from one price level to the next. So, yep, that's using the order book. You don't have to have this, just another tool. So, all right, you're welcome, Hobby Collector. Check it out. Let us know if you need anything. Levi, you're asking a complicated question that really can't be answered in this room. You should know how to use an option calculator. That you can input everything you need to know about that contract. You can put in your strike price, the price it was when you bought it, and and of course the company and all that. I would highly recommend you Google. I have a website marked with it, but I don't believe I can bookmark it. Let me see what it's called here on my bookmarker real quick. I can tell you a real good one. Of course, I can't walk you through how to do that, but I will point you to the page. It's kind of self-explanatory. It's called the Options Profit Calculator. Google that. And then go into the long or the short, long or call calculator, input the information, fill it all out. It'll bring up a chart and answer your questions. If you don't understand it, it's because you don't understand options. Again, you're fooling with fire that you can't answer your own basic question on that, right, Levi? I would highly suggest you get more training before you play with fire. You're liable to get burnt there, buddy. We don't want to see you lose money, right? You may not be a paid member, but we still don't want to see you lose any money. Let's do things the right way. Always get the education first, right? get the education, invest in your education first, the money will follow. So it's called Option Profit Calculator. It's actually, the website is www.optionprofitcalculator.com. There you go. I just gave somebody's website a free plug. We use that all the time. Go in there and input your information. It'll tell you if you know how to read that chart on the questions that you're asking. So I would not answer any more than that because that's a complicated thing, and that would be financial advice to give you. And I am not a licensed financial advisor. Neither is anyone else at AmericanDreamTrading.com. I do know how to trade options. I very successfully trade options. I haven't since at least November, maybe October of last year, because I've been in futures since then. I love it. Probably never do it again. What are my thoughts on the S&P 500? Well, I think they are a collection of 500 of the top corporations, and they put them all in one thing and then go from there. No, I know, being smart like ES. I've been trading ES today. We all made a boatload of money off of it. It's 15 minutes for the end of the hour. I wouldn't touch it unless you're an experienced trader. You have no business trading in this time of the day during power hour, especially during this period, the last 10 to 15 minutes when it really could get volatile. But yes, I mean, I love trading ES. It's my jam as far as indices go. Now, when I was trading stock options, I would trade SPY, but not very often. I always had trouble trading it for some reason. I came over here in the futures, and it's like, I understand it. But I traded the Qs a lot in stock options, which is NQs over here in futures. And I traded the Russell over here in futures, which is the IWM in stock options. I traded the crap out of them. I love the Qs. I traded the Qs nonstop for the longest time. And then I switched to other things. So, it gets boring doing the same thing all the time. But it's never boring making money all the time either. So, so I did NQ, then I switched to IWM for a long time. And I'm glad I did all those things because all those lessons I learned while I was trading those stock options apply over here in trading futures. The same things. So it all adds up. You just don't realize it at the time. When you come over here and start trading a new thing, you realize, wow, Coach's education that he gives us is applicable to all investment vehicles. So, well, have a great evening, Dave. Thanks for stopping by there, buddy. Maybe I'll talk to you in the morning there in the pre-market. Tell your daughter I said hi and have a great day. All right, Dave's a great guy. An older gentleman who's been in the markets. I say he's an older gentleman. He's older than me. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think Noah is his brother. I mean, I can't confirm that. So, thanks, Dave. Picking on him. But yes, he's employed a different investment strategy, a longer term investment strategy over his life, and it's really done well. But I'm very proud of him because he's come in. Oh, he's your younger brother. Okay. I'm really impressed with Dave. He opened he came in with an empty cup when he joined American Dream Trading, and he embraced some day trading and some swing trading and different ideas. And he just put on there, he traded options today. That's amazing, right? That's a different kind of risk tolerance than Dave's used to, right? But he's learned how to do that by listening to the sound of Coach's voice. He shows up every day. He's there every single day. He's there. I know when I go in there at 4 or 5 in the morning, he's there. So he's in that room listening, and he asks questions from time to time, right? So did I trade IWM? Not today. No, I traded ES. Yesterday I was in the RTY, which is the same thing as IWM. But no, I traded. It did the same thing like ES did. They pretty much mirrored each other. Yes, we rode that donkey right today. We rode that donkey. Yep, it is. I love IWM. I traded the piss out of that thing. That and the Qs, and those were my two favorite there for the longest time. But I always just had some psychological thing with SPY. I don't know why. And I come over here and I trade it every day. The parent of SPY, which is ES, the S&P 500. Stock options are the children of these future contracts. So, yes, I love that. And it's got a different ATR. It's not quite as volatile in its moves at any given moment. Quick question. Do we offer alert room or a chat room? Well, no, we're not a call-out group for one thing. You're not going to get an alert on your phone or some call out group thing, right? We want to teach you how to do this. Would you rather know how to acquire the skill to trade, or you want to continue the rest of your life depending on somebody who you hope knows what he's talking about, tell you to buy XYZ and sell XYZ? How about acquiring the skills so you can do this on your own, like I do, like all the other tens of thousands of American Dream Trading members have done, right? Do we have a chat room? We have a Discord, that you can go in there and talk about trading. Certain of our premium, our upper tier memberships, such as the VIP Gold, they have an Apple chat room. They go in there and talk about trading Apple. Futures has a live Apple chat, or live Apple chat. We have a live futures chat where we're there 23 hours a day talking about trades, but nobody's in there doing call outs if that's what you're looking for. If you are, you would be in the wrong channel here. We are not a call out group. We educate you on how to learn to trade and develop a skill that will last you a lifetime. That's the beauty of it. You won't be dependent on anybody. You'll actually understand what you're doing. That's the amazing thing. When that light bulb goes off and ta-da, right? When that happens, it's an amazing thing. It's an amazing thing seeing it to happen to other people. You can see it. I'll tell you what, it's exciting when that happens to other people. It's exciting when it happens to you, but we see it happen to others too. And it's just an exciting thing. It's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this, right? It all makes sense all of a sudden, right? It's exciting. It's good to see people grow on a continuing basis, right? So if you're looking for a call out group, you'll have to go find one of them tech toddlers for that, who think you're going to tell you you're going to drive a Lamborghini next week by following them, right? Buying their $9.95 Discord that'll teach you everything you need to know about trading. You're welcome to partake in those type of things, but if you want to come back in a week and tell me how that worked out for you, I'll show you a better way. Or you can just hang out here and learn the better way, right? Get the education. Invest in yourself, invest in your own education. Don't be dependent on anybody. Again, you got to trust the person you think is doing them call outs knows what they're talking about, right? So you got that. How do you verify what they're saying is true if you don't even know the basics of investing, right? And how to do day trading, those type of things. So consider those things before you follow a call out group, trying to think that's a shortcut to riches. It's not. It really isn't, right? So, but anyway, you're free to employ whatever investment strategy you like. You're welcome to come here any time of the day or night that we are broadcasting live, which we do 3 times per day. Coach is live from 9 to 11, Monday through Friday Eastern Time. I'm live here with the Futures Education and Trading broadcast from 2 to 4 p.m. each day. And we have the aftermarket show, which starts at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, Monday through Friday, over on our YouTube channel, American Dream Trading. While you're over there, make sure you click subscribe. Again, I highly encourage everybody on TikTok to go over to our YouTube channel, okay? Because you're not getting the full screen view. You need to go over there because we have a technical issue with our streaming service and our TikTok account not wanting to talk together. So as of right now, I'm pointing my iPad. So if this is your first time, yeah, it's cheesy looking and I'm not happy with it at all. But for now, it is serving its purpose. But if you want a better view, full screen, you can see my L2 and all my other things that I have on my charts. I would highly recommend you go to our YouTube channel. Look at the indices taking off at the last second here, right? Again, very volatile. This could dump at any second, right? So I'm not saying it will, but I would be very careful. But thanks for your question there anyway, Centurio. Again, you're welcome here anytime. Ask questions or learn. But we are not a call-out group. We will never, ever tell you to buy XYZ or sell XYZ at any given time because, number one, we're not licensed financial advisors. And as such, we can never give you legal, investment, or tax advice. Financial investment or tax advice. See, that makes our lawyers happy when we say those things, right? We educate you. That's our goal here, is to educate you to do these things so that you can acquire a lifelong skill that you can do anywhere in the world that there's an internet connection. So check it out. Go over to American Dream Trading. You can check out over there, join our free Discord. You can talk in there for free in our stock lounge. Now where you can go and what things you can do is limited on a free account, but it's a start, right? And you get access to see what about our memberships and all that's in there. And there's some discount channels in there. You can click on different things for discounts, like Trading View, which you see on my screen here, those type of things. Even a brand new car. So those things are in there for you to take a look at. All right. So what indicator do I see that's in the green shadow? All that is just a visual. It's itself. It's not a visual. It's not an indicator. It's just a visual representation that this is in an upward trend. It fills in between the 21 and the 55, right? And it just gives you, I can flip the chart. Oh, that's green, right? It's the same way. So if it's in a downtrend, right, it'll be red. Of course, I gotta shrink my chart up here so you can see when it was red earlier, right? My mouse dirty. It needs cleaned or something. Let me shrink this down this way. So whenever it's in a down, it's red. I don't know what's going on here with this. It's like locking up on me. So whenever it's red, there's green, it indicates upward trends. Red indicates downward trends. So it's just a quick visual. I mean, you can see it yourself if it's just lines, but, it just makes it prettier on your chart, right? Better visual indicator. Gives you a quick glance, right? Now, you got to take into account what all the other things are telling you, but that's a different story. You didn't ask about that. So that's all that is. We call it the cloud. It's the cloud in between it. Just a visual. It's filling in the space between the 21 and the 55. It's a cheap indicator you can order as an add-on. It's very helpful. Shows that this has been green. Really, I don't know what you're trying to imply there, Levi. When you're talking about this is a cheap indicator. You want to elaborate on that for me? Levi over there on TikTok. How much is every point move on an ES contract? Is $50 per 1 point move, $12.50 per tick. And there are 4 ticks in a point on the ES indice. So $12.50 times 4 equals what? 50. Okay. So by following our indicator, if you'd have stayed in it, taken based on your education and training, if you'd have got in when this EWO started down, well, this is 1 minute. Let me put on 2 minutes, be more accurate, right? You could have got in this EWO clear back here, and you would have been in pure profit the entire time. Really no reason to get out. I mean, even this latest part, if you just did the break and hold above the 9 here, right? Let me hide these lines. I got to clean this chart off. It's got way too many lines of me talking today. But if I'd have used the break and hold strategy, broke and hold above the 9, could have rode that bad boy all the way to where it is today. Right now, I mean, just in this one little trade, right? Without even doing an EWO strategy trade, right? From here to there. That's 409. Just call it 400 ticks. What is 400 times 1250? Anybody? Come on. I got a calculator. You gonna make me do all the math? I don't like math. 1250 times 400
What was
is
it, Mark?
$5,000 on one $900 contract. I
I was going to
trade
pull out Siri for you, Mark.
10 of them at a time. What's that there?
I was going to pull out Siri, but you got it before.
Yep. I got me my old-fashioned calculator. My what do they call it? Acabus? What's it called? So, just right here on ES, one contract, which would have cost you $960, under 1,000. And if you'd have just let that ride from this point here on a simple break and hold strategy starting at what time was that? 3 o'clock, 6 after 3 to right now at 5 minutes till 4. That would have made you $5,000 on one 900 whatever it is, $63 contract. I normally trade 5 of those. So how much money would I have made on that trade? Or trade 10 of them actually. I wouldn't trade in real life. I wouldn't be trading this hour. I don't trade during this. So now if you were doing a micro, which is what everybody should start out on, that would be 1/10 of that amount. So you would have made $500 on a $96 margin investment. And that margin amount goes right back into your account. Your true cost is only the cost of the contract. So you would make $1.25 per tick on a micro. Doesn't sound like much. Well, that $1.25 per micro times 400, do the math, that's $500 on a $96 margin requirement. And if you had a $500 margin account, you could have bought 5 of them, right? You'd have made $2,500 in, 40 minutes? Just by getting in at this time. Don't even talk about all this other stuff, big moves that we had. That's a big move here too. So again, it's simple math. It's nothing we're trying to make things sound better than they are. It's how it is, right? So, you just need to know how to employ all these strategies, and we will give you the training for that. Head on over to AmericanDreamTrading.com. What platform am I using for that type of margin? That's Webull. There's other brokers. Theirs are even less than Webull's. Different brokers have different margin requirements for their trade. Now, the fees and what you get paid, that is fixed by contract through the CME group. So every tick will be the same on every broker. So can I trade futures both ways? Yes, you can go long and you can go short. So we make money when it goes up. We make money when it goes down. And we've done that all day long, every single day. Anyway, I did very well today. I've done very well for the last couple of weeks. Well, overall, general, every day. How about Ninja Trader? I don't know. I can never find them. Did you catch that? Did you catch that boomer joke?
Bump.
Ba-dum-bum. Oh, wait. I forgot I had a drum sound. There we go.
I knew you had it.
There we go. Right. I've never used it. I've used, and I think isn't that the same company, Trade of 8? They joined together. I don't know if one bought the other one or what the story was, but I did try Trade of 8 out for a little bit. I had some, can you straddle futures? Technically, no, you cannot, because you can only enter a trade one way in the contract. Now, can I buy an ES up and a MES, a micro down? Yeah, you could do that, but you're gonna have to
There
buy a
are
lot of the
options for
one, but your
futures, but
fees,
we
the
don't train
fees
to
would
it.
just kill you, right? What's that, Doug?
I said there are options where you can do that.
Yeah.
Options for futures, but we don't train that here.
Yeah, we haven't even talked about trading options. I don't
No.
care if I ever do. I'm sure I can pick
No.
it up and do just fine, but doesn't interest me. I came to trade futures to get away from options, but futures
Exactly
actually
right.
do have option that you can trade. All right. Well, anyway, I thank you all for being here today. We are here the same time every day, Monday through Friday from 2 to 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Again, I'm Mark McSee. I'm one of the 20 moderators here at American Dream Trading. This is an outreach of AmericanTrading.com. We are live 3 times a day. Coach is live, stocks and everything else from 9 to 11 daily Eastern Time, Monday through Friday. Again, I'm live from 2 to 4, and starting at 5 p.m. tonight, Monday, and every night, Monday through Friday. We have our aftermarket show over there with Dawn, our host. That starts at 5 p.m. So go over to our YouTube channel, American Dream Trading, and join in on that program. You can actually join the panel and talk through an open mic over there, ask questions, participate, or you can do like you do here and just type in the chat box. They'll be more than happy to answer questions either over there. It's a little different format, it's more relaxed. It is after the market's close. So check that out at 5 p.m. Thank you all for being here today. Make sure anybody you run into between now and the end of the day that you make sure you leave a positive, lasting memory with them, because you never know what they're going through. I will see you same time, same bat channel tomorrow. See ya. Goodbye. All right, we're done.